So, when I was a teenager, I was afraid of becoming close to a girl. When I was 16, I spent a week at a summer camp in Spain. There were teenagers from around the world. And I talked to this one Irish girl constantly. I mean, we talked after soccer games, we talked by the pool, we even danced at the closing night party. And then we had a 6-hour bus ride back to Madrid. And for the last 3 hours, for the second half of the bus ride, I sat next to her. And our foreheads were literally pressed in the seats in front of us. I mean, we were staring at each other, our faces were this close. And all I had to do was move my face 2 inches to the left, and I would have kissed her. And she would tell me this. And I just didn't. And I thought it was these moments that would come to define me, that I just didn't step up to the plate. So it came as quite a shock to me that during my senior year of high school, a smart, pretty popular girl, Jamie, had a crush on me. We'd become friends after our junior year of high school, and during the first few weeks of senior year, there were long looks in chemistry class and long conversations in hallways, and even a longer time spent doing homework together. And I thought, finally, here was my chance. I'm not going to let another opportunity slip through my fingertips. But I mean, the problem was we were just in different social circles. Like, we didn't have that advantage of casually hanging out on a Friday. But I sort of wanted to make this work, so I took a leap and I asked her out. And our first date was autumn-themed. I mean, we took a hayride, we walked through a college farm, we talked in my car, and it was fine. But then things started to stall. I asked her out to the homecoming dance, and she said no, that she was just going with friends. And then I got busy. I mean, I spent every weekend after that working on my Eagle Scout project or applying to college and writing all these supplemental essays. And then December rolls around, and things are moving super slowly, and I still think there's a spark. I mean, we still talk all the time. So I decided to sort of throw a Hail Mary pass and ask her out one last time. I call her up on the day, the last day before winter break, and we decide to go see a movie. So the day of the date, I drive to her house in my parents' CRV, and we had decided on a simple, can't go wrong date movie, Meet the Fockers, something silly. So I get to her house, and her best friend is there. And as we're leaving the door, her best friend has a recommendation for another movie, something more interesting, a drama. And both me and Jamie are down. I mean, we hadn't heard anything about this movie, but we decided to go see it, and the showtimes worked out. So we get to the theater, and we sit in the back row, and we're sitting side by side, and I'm nervous, but I'm not that nervous. I mean, we had talked before, like it was just gonna be a movie and it would be fine. And the intro credits start rolling, and soon we're immersed in this really intense dance competition. So at first I think, okay, it's kind of like Step Up, just a movie like that. But then things start to get a little weird. It's really psychological. Like, I'm feeling a little bit stressed. My hands start sweating a little bit. I start checking my phone more and more, and I notice Jamie doing the same thing. And I just wish I had Googled something about this movie, Black Swan, before agreeing to go see it. Or the director, Darren Aronofsky. He's made some seriously messed up movies. And as I'm wondering, what went wrong, my discomfort hits its peak. We get to a scene where Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis, the two main characters, start having really passionate sex in Natalie Portman's bedroom. And this is not a short scene. This is really long and very, very graphic. And I don't know what to do. I squirm a little bit, and Jamie would later tell me that she didn't know where to look, like at the screen, away from the screen, so settle on sort of like a 45-degree angle. And, this was the total polar opposite of Meet the Fockers. And afterwards, the movie ends, and I don't even know what to say. I think I just settle on along the lines of, well, something like that. And we're driving back to her house, and the car ride is mostly silent. I mean, sometimes I really do wonder what would have happened had we seen Meet the Fockers. And there's just some small talk. And At this point, I realized I can't have another date like this. I just can't, go through this sort of uncertainty. So I get to her house, and as she's about to leave, I sort of just blurt out, "What are we? What are we doing?" And we talk, and it's fine. We have this amicable conversation about, that this isn't going to work out, but we're still going to be friends, and then that was it. And it wasn't exactly what I'd hoped, but I thought it worked out okay. And Jamie and I would remain friends, and coincidentally, both of us would go to Duke. She got in early decision, and I got in regular decision. And near the end of senior year, I still felt okay. There was a spark, and even until the end of first semester of freshman year. But still, I didn't act on it. Jamie would tell me, "You just had to make a move," and I just didn't. And sophomore year rolls around, and there's a girl. And we go on a few dates, we talk, but it's that same sort of, things are moving super slowly. But eventually I ask her out, and things work out. But I still felt that sort of gut-wrenching, stomach-lurching feeling. And that's the thing, I'm older now, I'm more mature, I think I'm more confident. But this doesn't get any easier. Going out on a limb is still really, really hard for me. But what I've sort of learned is that it's better to know for sure, even if things don't work out, that stepping up to the plate is better than just waiting to find out.